Okay, thanks for confirmation. Okay, thanks Stephanie for introducing me, and thank you for having me today. I'm so excited to share my experience on facilitating retrospective with you, and I'm looking forward to hear from you too. Okay, let's get started. Okay, firstly, I want to take this minute to share a little bit about my impression on Agile coaching retreat. Okay, to me, um, it's really a chance for me to slow myself a little bit. Okay, relax and accelerate my learning through endless conversation with awesome people. Okay, it's a place where I can enjoy my conversation, and I have someone making coffee for me, where I can walk from everywhere, from the backyard or even in a swimming pool, and having someone catering me with cold beers. How awesome is it, right? And where is a place I can taste different kind of whiskey, including the sample whiskey. Maybe some people here still remember that. Um, it's a place where we can dance until 2, 3 a.m. in the morning and wake up at 7 a.m. for the early yoga section. Okay, I cannot forget about it. Okay, this year it goes online. The experience is slightly different. Okay, we cannot dance together, but on the positive side, we have hundreds of awesome people over here to learn together, to improve together instead of 40 plus. Okay, and I hope you enjoy the event too. Thanks to the organizing team that bringing all of this together. Okay, about my topic today, I will cover four different parts. The introduction, the problem we usually need to deal with, the solutions, and the last part is the most funny part, I guess, that is co-creating a new retrospective format. Okay, introduction. Okay, before we start, what are you grateful for in 2020? As we all know, 2020 is quite dark, right? If we talk Scrum, okay, some people saying that, okay, the goal is obsolete. Let's cancel and start a new one. Okay, but we cannot, right? Okay, so today let's be a little bit positive. Talk about what are you grateful for. For example, for me, I am grateful for a new trend of taking group photo. No, I'm kidding. It's just, I'm grateful for everything go online, from conference, trainings, workshop, meetup, all of the thing that is very difficult to access without COVID-19. Now it's go online and you can easy to access it. Okay. I'm grateful for the 1.5 hour saving on commuting every day when I work from home, and I spend that time for my little family. I enjoy accompanying my kid to school every early morning by bicycle. Okay. And I also enjoy my learning. One skill that I learned is how to repair the vintage film camera. Okay, you see my collection over here, a lot of film camera. I love it. And I learned how to repair it. Okay, to service my own and to have fun. And so to play with a little part inside the camera, and I feel very relaxing when doing that. Okay, sometimes I destroy things, but it's really fun. Okay, that is about my gratitude for 2020. How about you? I want to learn from you too. Okay, if you have your phone, you can scan the QR code over here. Or if you are old school like me, you can go to your browser, menti.com, and enter the code on the left-hand side. I, I'm pausing a little bit so that you can get ready. If you get ready, just give me a signal, maybe a thumb up from the reaction in Zoom or a message. Cool. Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. Let's move on. Okay. What are you grateful for during this year? Ta-da. Okay, so I'm using Menti for around 30 people, 50 people, but I never use it for more than nearly 200 people over here. Let's see how is it going. You may need to think a little bit, but whatever pop up in your mind, just enter it. So maybe we just move on now. We don't have a lot of time. Okay, so let's move on. So the next one, at regular interval, the team reflects on how to become more effective, then tune and adjust its behavior accordingly. Is it sound familiar with you? Do you remember where is it from?
No.
You can put the reaction. Okay.
It's one of the Agile principles.
Yes, yes, it is the last Agile principle, right? And actually, the retrospective can help your team find a way to improve themselves, make them more effective. And by doing that, they can delight your customer. And lastly, is allow you to stop managing your team and focusing more on the other thing that bring more values. Right. Yep. So yeah, that is the first part. We go to the second part, the problem. Okay, so I'm not sure if it's working. Yay! Okay, I see people entering. Okay, what is the problem that you face when running retrospective?
It's the same style again and again and again, and people
Oh,
get bored.
okay. So if you can get to Menti and use the code, can you enter? I hope it's work. Yes, I see the data is coming. Awesome. Okay, maybe I have the problem with the first part. I don't know what is that. Thank you. Wow. 42, 46 people answer. Wow, thank you. Amazing. Wow, thank you. So a lot of problem, right? Okay, thank you for sharing your opinion to me. Yeah. So what did I face with? Okay, maybe you can continue. Okay. And let's hear what did I face with? Okay. So let's talk about my experience. Okay. In around 2008, 2009, when I was first time exposed to Scrum, I learned the one single way of running retrospective. Okay, the very familiar way with most of the people over here, right? Maybe all. Okay, we have three columns. The left column, what did we do well in the past? The second, what could we improve? Okay, and the action item. Okay, and I doing this, I keep doing it sprint by sprint, team by team for a few years, for a couple of years. And after a couple of years, I saw the pattern. The team is exciting at the beginning, but after a while, I feel they are less effective. Okay. I find out that my team is become bored and hardly talk. They come to the retrospective and sit like this. Okay. They even don't want to open their mouth and speak. Right. They only come to the retro because they have to come. And the retrospective become short. The information is repeated. Every sprint, the team thought, oh, in the last sprint, we had a very good collaboration. I pair with this one, I did that. Okay, very good collaboration. Okay, for improvement, maybe we improve about this. We have bug here and there. Okay, okay. And it's keep repeated, sprint by sprint. Okay. And since they run out of idea, they start to talk about opinions, not problem. Okay. Problem is something, if you don't resolve, you get hurt. Okay. Opinion, okay, maybe we do it, we can improve a little bit, but problem is more urgent, right? And since it's not urgent, the team is hardly follow up with the action item. This is the problem I usually face with. Okay, can you do you see the same observation? Can you share to me in Mentimeter? You can vote for the option. Thank you. Yay. Yeah, we have a last portion for the team is bored and hardly taught, right? Okay. How can we engage them more? Yeah, thank you for your insight. Okay, solution. Yes. Okay, when I see the problem, I need to find a solution for myself. Okay. Yep. The first one, yeah, always ask my wise friend, Google. And when I Google, I found a lot of interesting way to run retrospective. Something like 4L, like, learn, like, long form, stop, start, continue, clap, match, set, or even some games to make the retrospective more fun. Okay. Yeah, I know that a lot of us here are using different format. Okay. Can you share to Mentimeter? Wow, yes. Thank you. Yeah, so later we can build the common knowledge, and when people running retro, you can come here and find, okay, what's that? What is the different retro that you can use? Thank you. It's keep moving. Yeah. Wow. A lot, right? 3 little pigs. Yeah, interesting. I like it. I read a story for my kid every night. Yeah, that is one of her favorite story. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and after Google for the different type of the different way of running retros. Yeah, I did not stop there. My engineering brand keep asking me, how can they do it? I want to find a way, a formula, a recipe to cook an effective retrospective. And I found this, the retrospective framework from a great book from Diana and Esther. Okay, the framework gave us 5 different steps to run an effective retrospective. Are you aware about this? It's a very good book. Okay, for the framework, okay, it's For the first step, right? So this is the first step is set the state. This is a very important, but usually we skip. A lot of teams skip this step. So this step is create a safe environment, make people feel comfortable to discuss about the topic, to share their idea. Okay, have them to focus on the retrospective, set a direction. Okay, study proves that if the people start speak at the beginning of the meeting, they tend to speak later. So if you can bring some fun at the beginning, some icebreaker, some simple question, similar with the gratitude that we start at the beginning, right, where we have problem. Okay, okay. So something simple like that could have a lot to start your retrospective. Yeah, and then we go to the second step, gather the data. So in this step, I know that every team doing it. The only note that I have is there is no cheap uh, idea during the retrospective. So I advise us to at least acknowledge the idea, right? Because if we ignore or if we just bypass the idea, okay, the people may be less motivated to share in the next time. Okay, so at least just read it out loud at the whole team, okay, to acknowledge the idea, to keep the motivation for the team. Okay, people love to be happy, and we have different ways to gather the data, right? Why don't we use a happy way to gather our data? What makes us happy? Some story, some game, movie, traveling, all of that you can get the idea from those categories and make your own story, your own way of collecting data. Something like speedboat, sailboat, right? Okay, we have wind, we have the anchor. Okay, on the right hand side is an extended version. We have the goal, we have the vision, we have the rock at the wrist over here. Okay, different way to run your retrospective. Oh, this one is the one that I create to run the retrospective. Okay, you can see from the outside, from the left and the right. When we start with the retro with a simple question: what is your favorite food during CB? Okay, and the people just adding a photo over here, they share to the team, they have fun. Very simple question, right? Everyone can answer. Okay, and after that we told a story about the whole team traveling to outer space, to another planet. So this is our target. Okay, what we aiming for. Okay, and what is a good thing the team want to carry with them, we put on the body of the spaceship. So by the way, this is the spaceship, not the visa. Okay, and what is the thing that the team want to get rid of? Okay, so they put over here. Okay, so you can create anything, just keep your mind, you just keep your imagination and make one. Or a lot of time I use the Mario gameplays. So I'm not I don't play game too much, but this is my favorite game. So I just make a retrospective with Mario gameplays, okay? Or I can make a retrospective by the journey from my house to the office every day. I can use that to make the retrospective, okay? And I believe you can do it too. Another thing is the 6 Trumps. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. Okay, that is only one Trump, but this is a 6 Trump. Okay, The one I talk is about, this is the tip from training from the back of the room. It's very good. Okay, the sixth Scrum saying that movement from sittings. Okay, you make your team move even remotely. You make them stand up, do something, walk around, okay, dance maybe, okay, different from sims. Okay, you can run different format. That's why you need to run different format of retrospective. Talking from listening. Okay, let them talk instead of listen. Don't let them sitting like this. Shorter trumps longer. Okay, time box is king. Images from words. Yeah, that's why we need to draw. We need to use images. Writing from reading. Yes, ask them to write, to type instead of only read. Yeah, when you design your own perspective, try to bring all of this together. Okay, generate insights. So discover the root cause patterns, create the share awareness. Yeah. So when we know about our data, we need to discover more what we need to improve, right? And this is if you talk about problem, okay, you can talk a lot about it, okay. But if you talk about opinion, okay, it's very difficult to discuss, okay, because different people having different opinion. But problem we have only one problem. The team can discuss and share the awareness about it. Okay. And the next step, we need to decide what we want to do, what we want to improve. And the advice is usually we only discuss about what, but we also need to talk about who we do it and when we expect to see the result. And don't take too many action items. So maximum 3, I would say. You may wonder, but my team is new, they have so many problems, and I think my team can do more. Can I add 10 instead? My advice is you don't need to. Change is hard. So you should do it little by little. And for the other problems, right? Even you don't, if even you haven't decided any action item for them, but since the team already acknowledged the problem, acknowledged the issue, they will try to avoid it in the future. So you don't need to worry about them too much. Okay, just choose maximum 3. The last step, okay, just closing. Okay, we need to provide a clear end to the ritual. Remind them about action item, and you can bring something to celebrate the team success, like kudabor, giving flowers, blah blah. Okay, and you can ask the team for the feedback of the retrospective itself. Maybe what do you think about the retro in one word? Or using thumb up, may, thumb down to vote for the retrospective. Okay, and in this step, be careful. Okay, the retro is end, but you may bring another discussion, maybe retro for the retro. So be careful. Okay, do it very quick. Sense how people feel about a retro, and if the result is not so good, you try to catch up with them in person and ask for their opinion, what they think. Okay, why is went wrong in the retro? Okay, and improve, keep improve for your next one. Yep, that's it for the band content. Any questions so far? I pause a bit. So the problem with Zoom is when I present, it's very difficult for me to see how people.
So I've got a question, Quang.
Yes.
So this is Martin. It's just one of my questions. So have you seen a difference in terms of when you run your fun retros using this technique versus other techniques? Do you get better outcomes?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and and when I do the different technique, right, all of these technique combined together, and every time when we run the retrospective, right, the team said, okay, it's fun, it's different from last one, and people feel more excited, and they will share more. And since it's a, I want to tell the team that this is a safe place for you to discuss, and they discuss more, and I find it's very effective. And also another tip I don't put here, but I rotate the facilitator roles sometimes. Okay, and sometimes I just asking, okay, can you do the retro today? And the team, yeah, they're willing to do it too. So you see, they excited to do it. They excited to join and also to do it as well. So one example is last Friday. One team that I coach, the Scrum Master, he has some urgency and he needs to take leave on that day. And one team member needs to run the retrospective instead. Okay, the first sentence he told in the retrospective, can we turn on the video? Everyone. Okay, everyone just turn it on. And if you're working remotely, right, it's very difficult to ask developer to turn on their video all the time, but the request is from their colleagues, from the developer. So it's work. Yes, it's
Cool.
more effective. Yes.
Awesome. We've got a lot of suggestions online about your favorite online portal to run obviously remote retrospectives or work from home retrospectives. So what's your favorite one and why?
I don't have my favorite one, but I could say try to bring something fun, and keep your imagination, make some fun, follow the 6 drums, let people work more, and yourself be more lazy, less people work more for you. That is my favorite way.
Cool. And which online tool do you like to use?
I usually use Miro. Okay. Sometimes I use Fun Retro too to make it very quick. But Miro can or Miro can help you to draw, and it give you the freedom to be more creative on retrospective.
Cool. And people are really interested in how you use Mario in your retro. I think that came from Alexandra.
Yes, yes. So the Miro is so back to my previous slide. I have one slide over here. Yeah, this is actually from Miro. Okay, I just draw over there and let the people to be Mario. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, the Mario, right? So this one I never run it online because I haven't had chance to draw on Miro, but usually I draw on the board. So it's a journey from the beginning to end, right? The goal is to save the princess, right? And so you need to avoid the turtle, you need to get more coin. Okay, so in the gameplay you have different, yeah, you have a different thing, you have obstacle, you have goal, you have, it's been a good thing, so you just use that. Okay, just imagine, right? You can use any game, story, movie. I find is have the same pattern, so you can use. Is it
Cool.
answer?
The question from me is would be how do you get people to follow up on their actions? Because although you might have a great retro and they suggest actions, what's the trigger where they need to kind of where they get reminded of those actions?
Yes. So the action item. So if you have so many action item, okay, people tend to forget about it. But if you have less action item, it's easier to track. That's the first thing. The second thing, you can add the action item to the sprint backlog. Okay, it's so people forget about it because you don't visualize it. When you visualize, okay, they see it and they will do it.
Cool, awesome. And another question from me, I guess, is what happens when a retro gets tense? How do you deal with that where people are in conflict?
Okay. So the confliction. So I would say it depends. Okay. But yeah, you can try empathy cards from Sean. Okay. But if I know the conflict before the section, I may talk to them in advance. Okay. The conflict is only appear during the retrospective. I let them talk. Okay. And if it's go too far, I suggest them to step back and listen. Okay, so the conflict is keep going if we don't listen. So we should create an environment over there. It's like where the team member they can talk and the rest need to listen. Okay, if they don't listen, okay, you should stop that conversation. It means their ego is going too high, too big. Okay, you should stop and waiting for them to calm down, and you can do one-on-one with expression, and after that you try to resolve. Yeah,
Cool,
that is
thank you.
my experience with conflicts. Yeah.
Cool. We got one here from Sahendra. Who do you invite from outside the team to your retros? When do you do that and why?
So I could say the retro is more for the Scrum team. Okay. But if we need to invite the other people to the retro, it could be if we have some issue that the team cannot resolve by themselves. Okay, you can invite, and yeah, it's for the team to decide. Okay, it's not about the Scrum Master, but the retrospective is for the team. Okay, you need to listen to your team.
Cool, thank you. Any other questions, guys? Before we wrap up. Oh, here we go. How do you handle a team that wants to improve everything except their personal behavior?
That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, let's the team vote. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same way, right? Let the team discuss about it. Okay, and they need to decide. And um, the very important part is like when you work with a team, you need to have a team agreement. Okay, and if something you can't agree with, you can use the retro to build the common agreement among the team. And after that, okay, the team your team should not face any similar issue.
Cool, Elena, I hope that answered your question. There's another one from Hoey, I think. How often do you change the retro format? So is it every sprint or is it multiple sprints where you change how you run the retro?
I can say I don't have a formula for that, but you should listen to your team. Okay, how the team feel. Maybe you change every. Okay, you may change the format every sprint, but it's the same way of running of collecting data. but maybe 4 or 5 sprints, you can make something more fun. It's like, okay, you don't need to talk more about problem, but just give the team a chance to learn from each other. Okay, you can bring the team out to some team building game, to coffee, or maybe have some drink or some food, and they talk. They learn from each other, and when they learn from each other, I realize, oh, okay, I got it. Why you did that? Okay, so it's help the team to improve as well.